I think we all know the structure of a video essay by now. I play a clip of a movie, I introduce the movie, and I explain the movie by talking over these clips, giving you information about the film, telling you about the director, the film's history, its social, political, cultural background. I could even try to explain what the holy f*** is going on in this clip. Why is there a chicken? Is the sound supposed to be off? Wait, are these two people being played by the same person? Why are the guitars floating? Why is there a camel there? Why is this dude French kissing a peacock? I don't know! I still don't know! Should I know? Just someone tell me what color the pomegranates are. Look, I know the obvious thing to do would be to go through beat by beat and say, this scene means this thing, and this scene means this thing, and then compile it and give it a title like, Symbolism You May Have Missed in the Color of Pomegranates, or The Hidden Meaning Behind the Color of Pomegranates. Everything profound about the color of pomegranates in 14 minutes or less. Ding! No. No explanations. Not today. In fact, I'm convinced that confusion is the perfect state of mind to watch this. This caucasity. Like, not in the sense of white, but actually from the Caucasus Mountain region. Oh, wait, that's explaining something. Well, okay, I guess I can give you the basics. This is a biography of a poet named Sayat-Nova, who lived in 18th century Armenia and wrote in Armenian as well as Georgian and Persian. It was directed by a man named Sergei Parajanov, who was also Armenian but born in Tbilisi, Georgia, a major figure in post-Stalin Soviet cinema, friend of Andrei Tarkovsky, arrested for, I don't want to, anyway, Sayat-Nova. He was a guy. He was a guy who, yeah. I mean, even after watching a biography of him, I couldn't tell you much about the guy. He was a kid once. He played a stringed instrument. He played it with his mind. He had a relationship with, I think, a princess who looked exactly like him. He got depressed, joined a monastery, some guys on horseback with bows came in, and he died because this dude with a mustache told him to. And so, it's confusing, yes. In fact, it's so confusing, the censors decided not to call the movie Sayat-Nova, because the censors thought the film did such a bad job of instructing the public about the poet and his importance to history that they couldn't name the movie after the guy it was based on. So basically, the Russians thought this movie was a little too out there for most audiences. Can't imagine why. I can't say who Sayat-Nova was, but I do have some idea of how Sayat-Nova felt. He was a poet, after all, and this film honors that poetry. Take the poet's childhood, for instance. The director slowly builds a metaphor, visually. A boy, Sayat-Nova as a kid, is shown books by a monk who says that they're holy. Earlier, we were shown a foot crushing grapes on stone. The juice flows through it. We see water flowing over stone, over ancient carvings. And we see books pressed as water flows from them, like they're stone and mortar. The child goes up a ladder and moves to the roof of the building. Books cover the roof like shingles, like the whole building is made of books. The boy lies among them. Simple metaphor, right? A boy who loved books so much, they became his home. And in the same way, other symbols accrue meaning simply by repetition and context clues. especially through color symbolism. When the poet and the princess first meet, the princess does this motion, looking through white lace, and when their affair grows, she repeats the motion, now with red lace. And when the affair ends, it's black. The birth, blossoming, and death of love. I don't speak Georgian or Armenian or Azerbaijani, but that translates. Even then, who cares? I racked my brain for months trying to figure out why I should defend this movie, of all movies. Why I should argue to you, the YouTube audience, why this weird European movie made by some creepy dude was worth your time and worth your praise. Why it was beloved by cinephiles the world over, and why you should see it yourself. Part of me thought I could get away with the thesis of, this movie is so incomprehensible, it's subversive. So baffling, it's badass. It's so weird, it breaks the concept of movie. And it does. It is. It requires so much of the average moviegoer that it elevates both its subject matter and the medium of film into this mythical space. But who gives a shit? Really, who gives a shit? Knowing that this movie exists won't change your life. It won't fill your pockets, and it won't heal your wounds. It's a movie. And I know I'm supposed to sit here and give you all this context that you could probably Google on your own, as I act like the oh-so-smarty pants that I've been pretending to be for 8 fucking years. As if I knew everything. But would that make you enjoy the movie anymore? By flapping my lips and didactically explain exactly what the movie's about, why it's director made it, and why you should give a shit about the pretty pictures while you're worried about paying rent, and keeping yourself fed, and the rise of the sea levels, and surviving 21st century neo-fascism, and... But then, why think? Why try to decode the precise meaning of anything, as if there's only one meaning? As if knowing about a movie is more important than watching a movie. Here's a scene in which I have no clue what's going on. I don't know if this is supposed to be a scene from the poet's life, or a scene from one of his poems, or just an allegory for the creative process. Whatever. I don't know. But here's how it feels to me. It's a funeral procession. A funeral for a woman, the same actress who played the princess and the young poet. The older poet is looking on. He joins the procession and mourns. And as he mourns, he's framed by a window. Maybe it's his way of making sense of his grief, by putting some distance between himself and the feeling. By looking at the scene as if looking in a frame, like looking through a window. And then, a punch to the gut. The best advice I ever got on how to read a piece of art is to stop asking, what does this mean? And start asking, how does it make me feel? So stop asking, is it good? Is it bad? Is it inappropriate? Is it Oscar-worthy? Or whatever kind of measurements we're using to judge movies now. How does it make you feel? Sad? Empty? Hurt? Do you feel nothing? Or does your feeling have no name? I know mine doesn't. The reason I started doing this show, and the reason I keep doing it, why I care about things that demolish the preconceived notion of movie or art or whatever, is because Watching something like this reminds me that there's always another way. There's always another way to show the world. There's always a new way to see. So, we're in tough times. Stop. Breathe. Look. Not at everything, just what's in the frame. In this window. Then again,
Ashkaras me Anjarai.